What up, Tag Nation? We have a themed NXT show tonight. We had championship matches, we had some Halloween thrills and frights, and a lot more. But after the intro,
T.A.G.
That's tag shit.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want.
what up, Tag Nation? It's your boy, the Loose Juice, ScooterRay, aka Mr. 8-time champ, aka one half of the Bang Bang Gang, guns up. But yeah, NXT put on Halloween Havoc night one, and it was hosted by Shotzi and Scarlett. The show opened up with a concert. I want to say the group was New Year's Evil, and they performed their song Vampire. Yeah. And then the first match up, Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James, Devil's Playground, aka Falls Count Anywhere, with a playground set that was there. Literally, they had a slide, swing, seesaw. Yeah. Of course, they had the little spooky-esque atmosphere because it was Halloween themed, Halloween Havoc. Pretty decent match, pretty decent hardcore, whatever type of match you want, theme match, specialty match, whatever you want to say. Roxanne Perez and channeled her into Freddy Krueger. Kiana, unfortunately, she wasn't anything. But pretty decent match. Ended with Roxanne hitting the pop rocks on Kiana's bag. Because Kiana's bag has always been a source of contention, as in, what's in it. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Find out that it was a brick in there. Earlier in the match, at one point, she pulled out a laptop and started beating up Roxanne with it. But after she hit the pop rocks on it, Roxanne picked up the bag, opened it up, sprinkled it out, and realized it was another brick. So essentially, Kiana took a pop rocks on a brick. And that's how ultimately Roxanne gets the dub. We do see our host, Shotzi Scarlett. Shotzi's first outfit, she was Pinhead from the Hellraiser series. Scarlett was like a Victorian ghost whose neck was severed. Like, she was, her neck was severed, her head was severed. That was the first costume of the night. Then we get into an interview with Carmelo Hayes and Vic Joseph. They was talking, of course. Vic asked Carmelo, "Hey, were you the one who attacked Trick?" Would be a quick tag without the yawn. There you go. Of course, Carmelo gets defensive. Why would I attack Trick? Trick's the homie. Trick's the boy. Justice for Trick. We're gonna find out who did this to him. All that stuff. Then he was talking about how, he gets his title shot night 2, which is next week on Halloween Havoc against Ilya Dragunov. And he mentioned Trick's name again. And then Vic was like, "Well, how do you think things would have been if it was a fatal 4-way? And if Trick," and then Mello was like, "All right, fam, I'm out. You got it. I'm out. I'm out." Metaphor, we see them, and then that's when we see Shotzi is Edward Scissorhands, and I forgot who Scarlett was the second time around. They was doing tarot readings, and basically they told Noam that he's going to lose something near and dear to him, this, that, and the third. And then we see Tozawa sneaking up, and he taking the trophy. He took the Heritage Cup. And of course, if you've been watching WWE the last couple of weeks, just nasty. The way he just snuck up there and just stole that bit. Just disgusting how Tozawa just stole that cup like that. Then the next match, we get the debuting Lexis King. That intro, Lexis's intro. He's sitting in a throne, and it just slides on out. And it was like, I'm digging it. I'm digging it, Mr. King. I'm digging it. Then he comes out there. He has a match against Dante Chen. Good starting match. To kind of see how his style is going to play out and what he's going to do. His finisher is essentially a rope assisted dice roll, which is a spinning corkscrew neck breaker situation, but it's rope. Basically, just imagine him somewhat doing the crossroads, but having them draped on the ropes, like how Randy Orton does his draping DDT. They're draped on the ropes, and then he just, I think it was called the dice roll that Reno used to do. I think it was the dice roll that Reno used to do in WCW. Throwing it back. But yeah, it's a rope assisted crossroads in a sense. He gets the dub, so I could definitely see Lexis King. I don't know if I see him in the NXT world title picture, but I can definitely see him in the North American title picture. I can definitely see that. Especially once they officially take the belt off of Dom and kind of have it just cycle in NXT. I can definitely see it for sure. North American. I don't know for the NXT championship yet. Definitely North American scene. But he didn't look bad. He looked good. I personally think his showing on NXT pretty much looked better than almost his whole showing in AEW. I know, whatever. If you like the Varsity Blondes, that was fine. Lexis King. We have another semifinal match to the women's breakout tournament. Kalani Jordan, Ariana Grace. Of course, the winner advances to the finals, and the finals of that tournament is going to take place next week. And the winner gets a contract to a title match of their choosing. Kalani Jordan gets the dub over Ariana. So now Kalani Jordan waits for her. Von Wagner update. He's in the hospital. Him still bandaged up from what Braun Breaker did to him. He's recovering. Last week, Mr. Stone got so pissed off and in his rage, he challenged Braun Breaker to a match. And that's going to happen night 2 of Halloween Havoc. And Von was like, you're going to virtually get killed, right? And Mr. Stone was like, look, he hurt my friend. Even though I know I'm going to get demolished, I'm going for it. Von was like, I bet. There's no one rooting for you, my boy. There's no one rooting for you. Shotzi, Scarlett was out talking, and the Creeds come out and was like, hey, we're tired because of Humberto and Angel, we would have been number 1 contenders. So we challenging y'all to a match next week. And they was like, do you want to spin the wheel, make the deal? And they was like, yes. It landed on a TLS, tables, ladders, and scares. So officially next week, we're going to have the Creed Bros versus Angel and Humberto in a tables, ladders, and scares match. What that truly consists of, but we'll see next Tuesday. NXT Tag Team Championship match. We got the family, Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo versus Andre Chase, and the MVP Duke Hudson, along with Thea Hale and JC Jane. And even Thea Hale even made a little comment saying, don't worry, I won't throw in the towel. Pretty solid match, pretty decent match. The ending of the match was JC was trying to slide a crowbar in to Andre Chase, and Andre Chase was like, "No, I'm not gonna do this." Somehow it transitioned for JC to be on the apron. Tony D ran into her, and Tony D was like, oh no, my bad." Andre Chase hits a roll up. 1, 2, 3. And new NXT Tag Team Champions, Chase U. Yeah, shocked the shit out of me too. I was like, that just happened. But yeah, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, your new tag team champions. And then later on, they showed them celebrating, and yeah. And then in the background, you can see Boa talking to Dante Chen, and Boa is still in his form that he was in when it was Tien Shaw. He's kind of in his Tien Shaw form, and seems like he's recruiting Dante Chen. We'll see where that leads. And from that, it led to Chase U, well, like I said, with Dia and JC running into Little Red Riding Hood, Chelsea Green, and the Big Bad Wolf, Piper Niven. And all in all, words exchanged. Next week, we're going to get a women's tag team championship match. JC and Thea versus Piper and Chelsea. We'll see what that takes us, because could Chase U hold all the tag team gold? It'll be interesting. Next up, Gigi Dolan, Blair Davenport in a lights out match. Gigi was inspired by Beetlejuice. Blair was Georgie from It. And so it wasn't a lights out match in the sense of, hey, this match doesn't count, unsanctioned. It was lights out in the sense of they dim the lights. And it wasn't the fact that the ladies fought in the dark. It's just, it kind of had reminiscent of the Bray Wyatt LA Knight Mountain Dew Pitch Black. It was kind of reminiscent of that. Once again, the only difference between this match and the Devil's Playground match was this match, pinfalls and submissions occurred in the ring. But it still was, hardcore, fair, do what you need to do. Ultimately, Blair gets the dub over Gigi. We'll see if that rivalry is over with, or is it still going to continue? There was a moment backstage where Tiffany was doing an interview, and Fallon Henley dressed as Tiffany, doing her best Tiffany impression, and they was going back and forth, which led to Tiffany leaving and Fallon kind of getting the best of her as Tiffany Stratton. Ilya Dragunov had an interview with Vic, basically discussing, the events and the title match next week in night 2 of Halloween Havoc. Typical stuff. The Mad Dragon being the Mad Dragon. Nathan Frazier had his hard-hitting truth, basically saying that, hey, Dum Dum, I'm coming for that title, which was essentially announced for next week. Nathan Frazier, Dominic Mysterio, North American Championship. We get the second women's breakout tournament match to determine who's going to the finals. Carmen Petrovic, Lola Vice. Pretty decent match, pretty solid match. They're both touted as strikers, so it was a lot of striking and who's going to get the better strikes, the better kind of holds and things like that. Ultimately, it led to Lola hitting her kick, bow, drops her, 1, 2, 3. Lola, Kalani, next week, the finals of the breakout tournament. Of course, like I said, when the winner gets a contract of a title match of their choosing. Then we get the main event. Let me make sure. Then we get the main event of the night for the NXT Women's Championship. You have the man, Becky Lynch, versus Lyra Valkyria. These two ladies had a duke. They had will that wasn't going to be broken. They took moves. They took some spots. They had a match. One point, even like especially later in the match, Lyra took the manhandle slam. Nah, fam, not kicking out. I mean, I'm not kicking out. Nah, fam, I'm not giving up. Ultimately, it led to Becky going for another manhandle slam. Lyra hit her with the whoop. 1, 2, 3. And new NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria. It kind of shocked me because I thought Becky was going to retain it, especially since you had like Xia Li wanting a shot at the NXT Women's Championship, which now that I think about it, Tia and Shaw can still kind of come back together if Xia Li realigns herself with Boa and now potentially Dante Chen. That is just connected that. Wendy Chu been gone for a minute too. Maybe she might resurrect I forgot her name. Mei Ying. Maybe we might get Tia and Shaw resurrected. Just saying. But yeah, pretty decent match. 2 new champions, Chase U, tag champs, Lyra Valkyria, women's champ. Overall, Halloween Havoc Night 1 was actually pretty fun to watch. NXT usually does a pretty good job with their theme shows. Like their theme shows hardly miss. It hardly misses, in my opinion. It hardly misses. They're usually fun, not to be taken 1,000% serious. And pretty fun to watch, especially seeing Shotzi and Scarlett, do their thing. I don't know if they announced who's going to be host of night 2. Maybe I might have missed it. But night 2 is shaping up to be pretty good because we got the women's breakout finals between Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. We have the Creed Bros versus Angel and Umberto in the Tables, Ladders, and Scares. We also have, I literally just said it earlier, Nathan Frazier, Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship. We also got Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. We got Von Wagner and Carmelo. We got Mr. Stone versus Braun Breaker next week. And I feel like there was one more. Shifty ass. I don't remember. But yeah. So night 2 is actually shaping up to sound pretty interesting as well. But yeah, NXT, Halloween Havoc. 2 title matches, 2 title changes. Shocked the hell out of me. The hell out of me. I was like, because like I said, tag team title match, I was like, and then even the women's match, it was like, okay, all right, NXT, see what you're doing. Shout out to my tag brethren, Jaeger Bombastic, Guns Up, Lip Dizzle, and of course the Forbidden Door, Juggernaut 097. I'm ScooterRay. Thank y'all for tuning in. But first, of course, I got to sign you out, give you the lovely outro. So whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And once you tag that subscribe button, you got to tag that notification bell so you can be updated when you get these videos. And until the next time when you see these handsome faces and hear these beautiful and immaculate voices, thank y'all for tuning in. And until next time, if you're new here and where you've been here, you sign out with one of the greatest wrestling gestures of all time. Until next time, everybody, peace out and don't forget to tag out. Be nice to each other, be kind to each other. Peace.